Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ray, that's Koji, and in this video, well, let's go look at the secondary market of the OP-03 cards. So before we get to the market watch, let me tell you about this video's giveaway. So for this video, we will be giving away a Japanese alt art done with Sanji. Look at that. And if you want to be part of this giveaway, all you have to do is hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, guys. And yeah, good luck. Now without further ado, let's go check out those OP-03 prices. Alright guys, as always, I'd like to start out my market watch by looking at the sealed products. And yeah, let's go look at OP-01, 2, and 3 sealed products to see how they are doing. So first, and surprisingly, one of the most perplexing development within the last month since my last video is that OP-02 boxes has increased quite a bit, and it went from about 137 at the beginning of the month, and now it is over $168. I don't know if it is the advent or the popularity of the Navy cards just because of Rabluchi, or maybe of Whitebeard. Maybe that's why the sealed products are getting more expensive within the last month. But yeah, that's a trend that I definitely did not expect from my last video. All right, next let's go check out OP-01, and as you can see from the last month, the prices just keep getting lower. In fact, I think, yeah, OP-02 has officially dethroned OP-01 as the most expensive sealed products out there, which means that there are probably a lot more OP-01 boxes in the wild, which is great news. You know, I would love to buy more OP-01 boxes to open in my channel, so that's great news for me. So yeah, keep that in the back of your mind, guys, if you are looking to buy boxes. All right, and finally, the most recent set, we have OP-03, and as you can see, the prices went all the way down to 120, but rebounded to 125 right now, which is for a lot of people pretty fair. In the secondary market, it could stand to be a little bit lower, but compared to OP-01 and OP-02, it's definitely a lot more profitable. All right, now it's time to look at the singles, and obviously we're gonna start out when analyzing the OP-03 market by looking at the manga card. And as you can see, it has definitely leveled to about $500 US. It spiked during release close to 1,000, but it has steadily decreased, and I think this is where it's gonna settle down. This kind of reflects the Japanese or the Southeast Asian market, because manga Sogi King is definitely a lot less valued than manga Shanks or manga, what's the first one, Shanks and manga Ace. So we'll see about OP-04 if they will follow the same trends with OP-01 and OP-02, or if it's gonna be just like manga Sogi King and it'll be a lot cheaper. So next, let's go check out the leaders, and as you can see from the pre-release, it has definitely decreased, starting with the most expensive leader card out there with the Katakuri leader alt art. And as you can see, during the pre-release, it went all the way up to 185, and currently it went all the way down to 156, nearly $30 discount from the pre-release. So hopefully you guys did not go FOMO and wait a little bit for the prices to settle. And let's compare that to Nami, where it actually did a little dip and then it's slowly going higher again. During pre-release, it went all the way up to 186, and then it actually went all the way down to less than 100 US dollars. But it's Nami, guys. Nami is gonna be more popular. So as you can see, the price or Nami's market rate is slowly climbing up, and now it's 126. And I won't be surprised if it's just gonna be a little lower than Katakuri when it is all said and done. So the third most popular leader, we have Ace, and Ace followed Katakuri's trend. And with the pre-release, it was all the way up to 158, and currently it went, wow, $50 cheaper to $102. Yeah, guys, hopefully you followed a lot of people's advice to not buy singles during the pre-release when the prices are gonna be the most expensive, and Ace is such a good example of that. So next, let's go look at Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci is as well. It's less steep than Ace, but it's definitely steadily going lower. And it went all the way down to 71, but slowly climbing up to $83. It's still a lot cheaper than the initial $171 price. Next, we have Arlong. So he's definitely one of the tier 2 leaders for sure in terms of value. And as you can see, his decline in price went all the way down to $42, and now it's slowly going up to 43. So we'll see, but there's not that much value there. Next, we have Big Mom herself. And yeah, you can see the sharp decline. It went all the way up to 132. Now it is 40. That is a difference of 70 US dollars, which is crazy. And then next we have Kuro. And yeah, Kuro's super interesting because it went all the way down to 32, nearly 33. And then you can see it's slowly climbing up. Now it's nearly $40. Maybe just because the value of Kuro was so long, that the market is adjusting a little bit because the price was just way too low. And finally, we have Iceberg, and yeah, Iceberg follows the rest of the leaders, and it was up all the way to 77. Now it is half in price to 34, and it looks like as long as it is not Nami, it looks like it's a great time to actually start purchasing your leaders. I don't think it's gonna get lower than a lot of these market prices. And yeah, if you are looking to purchase these leaders, I think now is starting to be a good time. All right, so then the next card that we are going to actually check out is the new wanted cards that they released for the OP-03 set. And yeah, I can tell you right now, if it's not the Luffy wanted cards, there's not that much value there, which is a shame because the rarity of this card is actually a lot rarer than the leaders, just because you are only guaranteed 2 per case. However, let's go check out the wanted card prices. So let's start out with Luffy, which is the most expensive, and you can see that there has been a steep decline. It went all the way down to 68 from the pre-release of 73, and slowly going up, settling at around 70 US dollars. Compared that to Kid, where it literally bottomed out. It was up to 40, now it's all the way down to 30. It's like less than $11 of value there. Next we have Kaido. Kaido's wanted poster went all the way down from 42 to all the way down to 28. That's such a massive decline. And finally, we have Don Flamingo. Don Flamingo on the pre-release was all the way up to $40, and now it is all the way down to $26. So yeah, I think wanted cards is actually probably undervalued at this point, just because how rare it is to actually pull it in a case. So if you're looking for a value buy, maybe picking up some of the wanted cards might be a good idea, just because, it doesn't look that bad in person, and a lot of these cards are still playable. You know, Kid is playable, Luffy is definitely playable, and you know, Don Flamingo is definitely still playable on Don Flamingo decks, and Kaido, especially with the new release Kaido card that they released with the anniversary in Japan, this could actually see play as well. So yeah, that's the wanted cards. Next, let's go check out the regular character alt arts and see what their values is. First, we have Pudding, which is the most expensive character alt art out there. It's definitely the waifu factor, you know? I'm actually surprised. I thought another card will be more expensive than her, but no, she's holding strong. And actually, in pre-release, she was nearly 200 US dollars, and now she went all the way down to 68. That's more than 200% decrease. No, well, 150%. I don't know. Math is hard. But yes, it decreased a lot during the last month. And then the second most expensive alt art, we have Katakuri. So Katakuri as well, it went down from 140 or 153, and then it went all the way down to 52, but slowly going up. And that's something that you will see with the rest of the alt art cards, because while a lot of the alt art cards are decreasing, you will see the trend of yellow cards actually settling and increasing the last month, just because of the influx of players actually want to play yellow decks, which is great. You know, it's a great sign for the set, because more people getting interested in the new color means better diversity for the meta, right? All right, so that's Katakuri, and then next let's go look at Marco, which is the third most expensive card, and obviously Marco is one of the most OP cards in this set. It's like the Makino of OP-01, and probably the Vista of OP-02. It's just so strong, guys. All red decks use at least 4 Marcos, and yeah, it went all the way up to 116 and settled down to 58 dollars. I honestly think that's a little undervalued, just how popular Marco is. But maybe that's a sign that there's a lot more of OP-03 boxes in the wild, that a lot of people are able to buy their share of Marcos. Next, we have another yellow card. We have Cracker. As you can see, it was all the way up to 94, and then it went all the way down to 27. Holy crap. And then you can see it's slowly climbing up again with the popularity of the yellow decks, and now it's all the way up to 47 US dollars. Next, we have another yellow card. You see the trend here. Yeah, it went all the way up from 79 with the Pero alt art. He went all the way down to 25 bucks, and then it's slowly going higher, and now it's $45 in such a short amount of time. So next we have the Big Mom alt art. Same thing. It went all the way up from 100 and then all the way down to 26, and then slowly going higher and higher, and now it's actually 44 US dollars. And yeah, the yellow cards are just such a strong value right now that personally I have sold 4 alt arts in the last weekend. And yeah, a lot of people are anecdotally anyway looking to get their hands with on the yellow alt arts just to bling their decks. All right, so next let's go see the non-yellow alt arts and see how they're doing. So first we have Khalifa. So as you can see, same thing with Marco, same thing with the other cards that's not yellow. It's bottoming out. It was all the way to 100 because of hashtag waifu, and then you can see it's going all the way to 42. I'm surprised between Khalifa and Pudding, because Pudding is holding her value, but Khalifa is just going all the way down. And I thought Khalifa will for sure get the waifu bump, but it looks like that is not the case. Next, we have the Sogi King alt art, which I thought is the best looking alt art in the entire set, and unfortunately the value is not there. It was all the way up to 50, and now it is settled down to less than 20 US dollars. And then let's go check out the new event card. And yeah, same thing as Marco and all the other non-yellow alt art. It was all the way up to 50, well, nearly 50, and then it went all the way down and settling at around 26 US dollars. And so yeah, so there's a lot of decrease and bottoming out on a lot of the alt arts aside from yellow. So yeah, if you are playing any other decks aside from yellow and want to bling it, it looks like now's a good time to actually get your hands in some of these alt arts. So next, let's go check out the secret rares and see what their values are. And first, let's go check out the Katakuri secret rare. And as you can see with all the other yellow cards, guys, look how much it rebounded in such a short amount of time. During a pre-release, it was nearly 50 US dollars. It went all the way down to 30, and then yeah, it climbed all the way up now to 44, nearly 45 US dollars, and it's pretty much the same level as a pre-release. It just shows you that the secondary market for any yellow cards is so strong at this point, because that is now the hottest thing. And yeah, if you have multiple secret rares, or if you have extra lying secret rares or alt arts, now is a great time to sell it for maximum profit. Aside from pre-release, that's a different thing. All right, next let's go check out Sogi King. Unfortunately, the amazing looking Sogi King card did not have the same success as the Katakuri secret rare. It was all the way up to 14, criminally underrated, and it went all the way down to less than 10 US dollars, but it went up and down and settled around 10 US dollars. Such a shame, because the art is so good. And yeah, unfortunately, Nami doesn't really use Nami decks don't really use Sogi King, and I don't even know if Don Flamingo decks use Sogi King as well. So unfortunately right now, Sogi King is not as used in the meta right now, so hopefully that changes in the future. Alright, so that is all of the leader cards, alt arts, and secret rare, and now it's time to look at the super rares or SRs. Starting with the most popular and OP card in the set, we have the Marco SR. It was all the way up at nearly 40 US dollars. It went all the way down to 15, well 16, and then it slowly went up and it's settling down around 18 US dollars. It's definitely not as valuable as before, but it still has tremendous value and actually costs a lot more than some of the alt arts. Next, we have the start of the yellow SRs. One of the trends that you will see with the SRs, well, the yellow SRs, is that it'll follow the trend with their alt art counterparts. That there was a dip, now you will see the slow rebound to getting their value back. So let's start out with Prospero. He was at 15, went all the way down to 7, well, nearly 7, and then look at it now, it's slowly climbing up to nearly 11 US dollars. Next, we have Big Mom. Big Mom actually had weird roller coaster month. It was all the way up to 14, went all the way down to less than 6 US dollars, and then all the way up again to 13, and then went and settled at around 850. I won't be surprised if there's going to be another bump here, depending on how many people use yellow in the treasure cups and online regionals. in the next few months, so this might actually go up a little bit again. Next, we have Cracker. So Cracker is not as popular in terms of card compared to Perespero and Big Mom. So as you can see, that's reflected in the card. It was nearly 20 US dollars and it settled down to less than 4 US dollars. So yeah, hey, at least that's one yellow card that's easy to get. And then the rest of the SRs basically follow that trend of just going down a lot more compared to the pre-release prices. Finally, I want to end this video by talking a little about my hidden gem for OP-03, or for this month anyway. And for this episode, I will talk about Sanji's Pilaf. So this card that is a staple in Nami decks, I am surprised in how much value it has accrued in such a short amount of time. During pre-release, it was nearly 3 US dollars, and then it went all the way down to less than 1 US dollars. But now it's over 2 US dollars right now. So yeah, it quadrupled its value in just over a week. So yeah, it looks like a lot of people are trying to make Nami decks, and it looks like Sanji's Pilaf is definitely one of those cards that a lot of people are looking for. Since it is an uncommon card, there is less than a common, or less cards available in a box compared to a common card. So yeah, check your boxes, guys. Check your extras. If you have extra Sanji's Pilaf, now is the perfect time to actually sell it for maximum profit. Alright guys, that is this month's edition of Market Watch. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this was instructional and informative for you to make your purchasing decisions or selling decisions. And yeah, hopefully, as always, I hope everyone will have an amazing rest of the week, and I'll see you guys later. Cheers!